Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I try to bring people from all across the country to chat with me about cool things you could do right here in New Mexico. Holiday season is upon us.
They've launched something called the Holiday Party Hotline, which basically, if you've got a dilemma with what to wear.
We're gonna start this cocktail with some aromatic bitters, 2 dashes, and then some orange bitters, 2 dashes as well.
All that and more on New Mexico Rising. As the holiday season unfolds, the quest for the perfect party attire begins. From having to go to those office festivities to memorable first impressions of the family, especially if you're going to meet new parents for the first time. And selecting that right outfit is the key. Are you going too hard like Mr. Peanut? Well, today, we're excited to have Bahar Takhtehchian. You know, she's like a seasoned journalist, a style expert who's going to help us guide through the fashion dilemmas of the holidays and make us look good, all right? Bahar, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you so much, Dan. What an intro. Thank you.
All right, so what are your, favorite holiday looks for this season, at least?
Right. Well, first of all, let's be honest. Dressing for the holidays can be very stressful. There's just so much going on. Like, you're overwhelmed with parties and shopping and this and that. So let's take the stress out of finding the perfect outfit by getting a little bit of help from the experts. So I want to tell you guys about something called Stitch Fix, which is an online personal styling service. So this is so cool. It's for men and women. It's easy to use. It's affordable. It's accessible. And basically you get access to your very own personal stylist. So that's a win. And I want to tell you that this year, in honor of the holiday season, they've launched something called the Holiday Party Hotline, which basically, if you've got a dilemma with what to wear, you text this number or you call it, and your very own Stitch Fix stylist is going to send you an answer, answering all of your questions. So I love that.
Oh, okay. That sounds amazing. So you just take pictures of yourself and be like, hey, does this look good on me? Does this work? Should I change the top?
Yes, exactly. Yes, you get to, kind of interact with a real stylist. And it's so fun because you sometimes need that extra confidence boost. So you were saying, what are some different trends and what are some tips? I always like to tell people, try to work with what you have in your closet and find a statement piece. For you, that might be like a great holiday sweater. It might be like a great blazer. Find a texture that you love, a fabric that's really great for the holidays. Like, velvet is hot. I love using a great pop of color, like something like burgundy or something dark. I also love going for a monochromatic look. If you see behind me, again, men and women can do this. We've taken this deep purple slip dress and we've paired it with a deep purple overcoat. It looks elevated. It looks luxe. If you're a woman out there and you want to have fun with sparkles and a little bit of sequins, holidays are the time to do it. This is when you can really stand out in the crowd and have so much fun.
That's great. I like leaving it up to the experts, kind of help me out. So how does the holiday party hotline work, really?
Okay, so here's the deal. Let's say you have a hot date to go to or a great little party to go to. You don't know what to wear. You call or text 415-949-1002. You tell them your holiday dressing dilemma, and a real Stitch Fix stylist is going to answer your questions and make sure there's no confusion. So that's one thing you can do. If you are looking to add a couple of different new pieces to your wardrobe, I would highly recommend ordering a Stitch Fix box. It's called a Fix. Basically what you do is you answer a couple of questions, you tell them what your general style is, what your size is, what your budget is. They send you 5 hand-selected pieces of clothing, sometimes shoes as well. You open it in the comfort of your own home. You try it on, keep what you like, return what you don't. Shipping and returns are always free. And it is such a great way for you to get new pieces in your wardrobe. No shopping required, no hassles required. You just go to stitchfix.com. And if you really want to do that holiday party hotline, which I recommend, just go ahead and text or call 415-949-1002.
Bahar Takhtehchian, thanks for joining me this morning. And keeping us looking good for the holidays. Thank you for all that, my friend.
You're welcome. Have a great holiday.
It is the season to celebrate. And the trend toward non- and lower alcohol beverages continue to grow. In fact, cocktail alternatives made the top 10 of Yelp's 2023 food trends forecast, with searches for recipes and ideas up about 59%. So joining us this morning are Anna Fitgibbons and Fernando Souza, who are here to give us some holiday cocktail ideas and some responsible drinking tips when trying to entertain your family and friends. Welcome to the show, you two. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having us.
All right. Fernando, what's a major trend that you're seeing that's popping up in the new cocktail world?
The biggest trend that we've seen is going towards lower and non-alcoholic cocktails, and honestly, that trend is here to stay. Those consumers that we're seeing and talking to are really the drivers in this trend, and they're just being more mindful about what they're drinking and how they drink it.
So how can hosts kind of like make sure their offerings are helping people drink a little bit safer then?
It's a great way to show that you're a responsible host by including some non-alcoholic options and some lower alcohol options for your guests. But also, you get to show off a little bit. You can showcase a classic cocktail like the one Fernando will be making today with lower alcohol by substituting part of the spirit base with a non-alcoholic spirit, which there's some really great options out there, including Seedlip in front of me. Or you can substitute it completely with non-alcoholic.
You're the cocktail expert, Fernando. Tell us a little bit about like serve and sip, and show us a cocktail if you got that you think our viewers could probably make easily at home.
So Serve and Sip is actually in volume 2 currently. We're really excited here at Diageo about this publication. So this is a curated selection of signature cocktails, methods on how to infuse waters, infuse spirits at home, batch your favorite cocktails, and then pro bartender tips on how to be the best host this holiday season. This cocktail, the Autumn in Tennessee, probably showcases those winter flavors the best in my opinion. So we're going to start this cocktail with some aromatic bitters, 2 dashes, and then some orange bitters, 2 dashes as well. And these are pretty easy to find in your local liquor store. And we're going to move right into our sweetener for this cocktail, maple syrup, which is probably the perfect time of the year to enjoy. We're going to use a teaspoon or about 1/8 of an ounce in this cocktail. And then, of course, the star of our show, the George Dickel Tennessee whiskey. We're doing the traditional syrup here, about 1.5 ounces of our whiskey, but like Anna mentioned, feel free to split this in half with the Seedlip spice or omit it completely with Seedlip as a substitute, and it really holds the integrity of the cocktail together. So to finish this cocktail off, I'm just going to go ahead and add some ice to my mixing glass. I recommend at home you stir this for about 20-30 seconds. You don't want to over stir it. You don't want to over dilute this cocktail. Do a quick little stir here for you, just to emulsify everything. Pro tip, have that rocks glass ready with your large cube and then your strainer as well. Feel free to go ahead and pour that right over the large cube. I recommend practicing this at home a few times with some water, just so you can get that perfect look. We're going to garnish this with a simple orange twist and a brandied cherry. Cheers.
All right, where can we go for more information about any of this?
So Serve and Sip is available for free. Volume 2 is available on our Instagram page, which is Diageo_NA for North America. And you can find information about how alcohol affects your mind and body, as well as a really cool quiz busting some myths around alcohol. I won't spoil it for you at drinkiq.com.
All right, thank you two for joining me this morning.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
You know, from 2020 to 2040, the net growth of homeowners is expected to be entirely among people of color, particularly the Hispanic community, who will see 4.8 million new homeowners within the next 20 years. During that period, the number of black homeowners is also estimated to increase by about 1.2 million. Despite the progress, there are still some obstacles to home ownerships, which disproportionately impact communities of color. Understanding the process, coming up with the down payment, and closing costs, and navigating this economy can be really overwhelming. And yes, I've done it too. Today we have Sarita Battles, head of community and affordable lending at Chase. She says you're not alone in this journey, and she's here to join us with some tips to help us out. Welcome, Sarita. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. As the housing market continues to fluctuate, so can the American dream of like including home ownership. What are you seeing in this housing market, especially when it comes to communities of color?
it is still the right time to buy, particularly in communities of color, simply because right now, on average, the homeownership rate within America right now is about 67%. When it comes to Black homeowners, that rate is 44%. And when it comes to Hispanic homeowners, that rate is 50%. And so therefore, because it's under index, that tells us that we still have a tremendous opportunity in this space in order for people to purchase and buy, because there's still a lot of folks that are out there renting. And obviously, it would be better to be in a position of being a buyer or purchasing.
So what should home buyers be doing before beginning the process of looking into or even buying a home?
Yeah, I would say that there are three things that I would encourage people to do. Number one is to make sure that they build a team early. Oftentimes, folks are always making assumptions around their ability or whether or not they can purchase or cannot purchase. Don't make those assumptions because, again, you can build a team inclusive of a loan officer or a home buyer, one of our Chase home lending advisors to support you in this effort, in addition to making sure that you identify a viable real estate agent to also support you in this effort as well. I think the second thing is to make sure that you continue to educate yourself around homeownership. Oftentimes, we educate ourselves around everything else, whether it's buying clothes or buying a car. We'll educate ourselves on all of those different things, but we forget about it when it comes to homeownership. The third thing is once you've built your team, once you've educated yourself around the process, then you have the opportunity to determine what you want versus what you need in this particular space.
And there are a lot of resources to assist for first-time homebuyers. Where should people look?
Yes, I would say that there are definitely a lot of educational tools that are available online, and they are free to you. And so again, you can go online, particularly to chase.com/afford. We have a lot of great tools online that you can see. We have a podcast that really focuses on the beginner to buyer, and it has interviews of real live people that have gone through the process. In addition to that, a lot of people are not aware that there are down payment assistance programs and grant programs, which is free money that can really help you purchase your home and make home ownership more affordable for you. And so definitely visit those tools that will allow you to type in your address, and then therefore you can identify those down payment assistance programs or grant programs that are available in your area.
Sarita Battles, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information about any of this and maybe look into home buyership for ourselves?
Please visit us at chase.com/afford.
Sarita Battles, thanks for joining me, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Global life expectancy more than doubled in the last 100 years. But the quality of our health as we age has not really increased at the same rate. So in the United States, there's currently a 12-year gap between staying healthy and life expectancy. What would you do with an extra decade of healthy life? Today we have Dr. Jamie Justice here to talk about it. Welcome to the show, Dr. Jamie Justice. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me on. It's a real pleasure to be here with you this morning.
All right. Can you give us an overview of what XPRIZE announced earlier this week?
It is $101 million. Is our grand prize for XPRIZE Healthspan. And again, this is a first of its kind health competition that we are driving innovation and incentivizing teams to develop novel therapeutics that can be given in 1 year or less. And our winning team has to demonstrate that that therapeutic can restore muscle, cognition, and immune function by a minimum of 10 years with a goal of 20 years in persons who are age 65 to 80. So again, nothing like this has ever been done, either in its magnitude or its scope.
So why did XPRIZE decide to tackle this problem?
Aging, that there's not a clear disease path or process for regulation or how they get marketed or what the indications are. And there's really poor consensus even amongst scientists about how we define this, how we do this. And so this is an area that we believe had a need for one of the greatest push. And that's really what XPRIZE does, is look for these opportunities where there is either underfunded areas, poorly funded, or isn't quite getting the energy or enthusiasm, or in the case of aging, where everybody would love to have something that can improve how we age. But it really needs a strong push to get different investigators, scientists, regulators together to actually start working toward a common mission rather than working on various projects in tandem, but going in different directions.
So what will teams need to do to win this prize?
Oh my gosh, I got to tell you, it's going to be hard. So what they need to do is actually first go online at xprize.org/healthspan to learn more about it. We have a team competition out there, an intent to compete. They can download our guidelines, take a look at everything in there for the science. First, they need to put their submissions together and actually join us as we start to define this. It's a great opportunity for feedback with scientists, with others. We really encourage an open communication. In fact, we're going to be in Albuquerque coming up this spring, holding a town hall where we hope people get engaged and really stay engaged with us. So, first is not just to win, is we need people to come compete and be part of it. So whether you're a community member, a scientist, a business person, an investor, that there's a lot of opportunity here to actually come together and figure out how we message and study and move it forward. And then once we have our teams, they need to actually show that they're qualified to move forward, meaning that they have some research already going, hopefully within aging or maybe from other fields, that they can come from anywhere. That's one of the beautiful things about XPRIZE, is it really democratizes science. We think a great idea can come from anyone. And so we're inviting people to come in to participate with us, to, again, start to test their ideas. We're going to give common protocols. We'll have team summits and biomarker summits, and this is going to be a great global community that gets built. And then at the end, our finalists have to run 1-year clinical studies where they actually recruit older adults, and they actually have to deliver their therapeutic either alone or in combination, using our common protocols, doing our common studies, so that we can actually evaluate at a head-to-head basis and find a winner, because this is a competition. We want to crown a winner, but it has to be fair.
Dr. Jamie Justice, thanks for joining me, my friend.
Thank you.
Each year we're challenged to find the perfect gifts for family, but it's also important to get something fun for our furry, fuzzy little friends. So here to help is pets living expert Kristen Levine, who has a blog called Pet Living and also the co-author of a book called Pampered Pets on a Budget. Welcome to the show, Kristen. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great, Dan. Thanks for having me.
All right, we've got to get to it. Do you have any advice for choosing a gift for your precious pet?
I do. Before we get into my recommendations, my best tip is just to get your pet something that helps you spend more time together. Because when we spend more time together bonding, we both get health benefits from it, and it makes us happier.
So where's a good place to find fun pet gifts?
Sure. Well, I always start myself at PetSmart because they are the best one-stop shop holiday destination for all your pet needs. And they have really great prices, too. Now, one of their best sellers is the Advent calendars for dogs and cats. They're filled with toys and treats to help you count down to the holiday together. And PetSmart also has toys under $5. So super, super reasonable price. They've got a Hanukkah dog toy. They've got a reindeer elf cat toy from Merry & Bright. And we haven't forgotten our rabbit and gerbil and hamster friends with the mistletoe wood shoe. What's also cool about PetSmart is they donate $1 to PetSmart charities for every Chance and Friends toy purchased.
All right, so what's a gift to get pets to be like a little healthier?
Ear infections, often displayed by pawing at the ears, are the #1 reason for unplanned vet visits, especially as our weather gets colder and rainier. So this holiday season, give your pets the gift of health. I'm recommending Project Watson ear wash and ear wipes for dogs. These are made with a gentle pH balanced solution to help support cleaning and care and to keep the ears free from dirt and debris. Now, regularly cleaning your dog's ears with Project Watson ear wash and ear wipes may help reduce risk of infection and unwanted visits, which makes us all happy, but that will keep your dogs happy and healthy. What a cute pupper.
Do you have a gift suggestion for pet parents?
I do. We love our pets, but we don't love the fur that sticks to our clothes. So I have the perfect gift. Suavitel Shed Shield will make all the pet parents on your list happy. It's designed for pet parents, and Suavitel Shed Shield is a new fabric conditioner that repels pet hair versus detergent alone, while at the same time keeping your clothes irresistibly soft and fresh. And this way, pet parents can spend more time loving on their pets and less time worrying about fur messes.
Can you recommend a unique gift for furry little friends?
Yes. Now, this one will help you learn more about your dog. Now, Ancestry, the global leader in family history, has just released their Know Your Pet DNA, its first DNA test for dogs. Now, with Know Your Pet DNA, people can learn more about their dog's breed mix, their traits, their matches, all in a single at-home test kit from the DNA experts at Ancestry. It's the most scientifically advanced DNA test kit on the market and offers insights into your dog's physical and behavior traits like anxiety or noise sensitivities. So you can pick one up for under $100 at petdna.ancestry.com.
All right, so where can little Haldir and I go get more information, my friend?
Sure, you can check all of these out and more at tipsontv.com.
Kristen Levine, thanks for joining me this morning.
Great to be here.
All right, get ready to revolutionize your holiday shopping. Today, we're joined again by Megan Murphy, a renowned lifestyle expert who's here to help us dive into the world of holiday gifting with a fresh perspective from the latest retail data by Fair. Megan has this season's top trending gifts and shares essential tips on how to get them before they're gone. Welcome back to the show, Megan. How are you, my friend?
I mean, obviously, I'm swellerific.
Oh, there you go. Well, thanks, Megan. I'm trying to wake up. That's my life.
Okay, we got this.
All right, tell us about the top trending gifts this holiday season, and how do we find these gifts before they
all
like,
the
sell
things.
out?
Okay, so here's the magic. Fair.com is this awesome online wholesale marketplace for small business owners. So they really have their finger on the pulse of buying trends. They know what consumers want this season, and they've identified 5 key trends. And the first is pickleball. It is all about pickleball. It is the fastest growing sport in America. There is an 85% uptick in pickleball participation from last year to this year. So pickleball, anything makes a great gift. We're talking pickleball rackets, pickleball hats. Like, how funny is this? The kitchen's closed, right? So all things pickleball makes an awesome gift. The other trend that Fair identified was the color red. Red is red hot this season. We're coming off of Barbiecore and all things pink for summer and spring. Red is the fall update. So anything red for holiday, red lips, red sweaters, red slippers, you name it, red is red hot. Another key trend is healthy mixers, non-alcoholic beverages. So we're talking sugar-free, no booze needed. And this was really coming off of the dry January trend, which became a lifestyle. So it turned into Sober October and this whole Sober Curious movement. So non-alcoholic beverages, really, really trending. Great Hostess Spring, that is in that category. The 90s are also back. So we're talking belt bags. Don't call them fanny packs. I have to bite my tongue. It is now a belt bag, and they're cooler than ever. And claw clips, so those hair clips from the 90s, really, really trendy, makes a great stocking stuffer. And then for kids, Fair really identified 2 key trends. One is these eco-friendly fabrics. So we're talking pajamas infused with things like bamboo and weighted stuffed animals. So they're really cuddly, really soft and cute, and they're weighted. So they have these really extra bonus benefits of easing anxiety and bringing comfort and soothing to your child. So these are some of the really key categories that everyone's going to be shopping this season.
So how do we find some of the stuff like before it starts selling out, my friend?
So number one, everybody shop local, shop small, visit your local retailers. Every time you shop local, a real person does a happy dance. I'm all about shopping small and shopping local. And if you are a retailer and you own a shop, go to fair.com, Faire.com. There are thousands of brands to help stock your shelves with really cool, curated, special products from not only around the corner, but around the globe. And that is on fair.com. Don't leave off that E.
Megan, where can we go for more information about any of this stuff and maybe even follow you on social media?
So I want you to go to fair.com. Don't leave off that E. It's FAIRE.com. If you are a small business owner, this is the ultimate wholesale marketplace. And you can find me on social at Megan, MEAGHANB Murphy. I almost spelled my name wrong.
Well, thanks for joining me this morning, Megan.
Yay, thank you so much for having me.
In today's world, words carry weight, and understanding their impact is extremely crucial. With a rise in anti-Semitic incidents globally, especially consider the conflict overseas, we must do our best to recognize and understand anti-Semitic language. So today we have Holly Huffnagel, the U.S. Director for Combating Anti-Semitism at the American Jewish Committee. She's joining us to shed a little light on this critical issue. Welcome to the show, Holly. How are you?
Thank you, Dan. I'm doing okay.
All right, so there's been a lot of focus on anti-Semitism since the war that's been starting overseas about 2 months ago. Are anti-Semitic incidents on the rise?
Unfortunately, yes. And what we're seeing since October 7th is actually part of a much larger problem, almost a double increase, if you will. And I'll explain what I mean. So since October 7th to now, we've had almost an 1,100% increase around the world of anti-Semitic incidents and almost 400% increase here in the United States. And yet that heightened amount was on top of years of already rising anti-Semitism in the U.S. and around the world. So we have Jewish communities, and we're hearing from Jewish communities all over the world who are increasing security, who are afraid, who are changing their behavior because of what's happening. And so this is a real concern for us.
Can you tell us about the Translate Hate Glossary? What is that?
In 2019, 1 year after the deadliest anti-Semitic attack in our country's history in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Tree of Life synagogue massacre, we created this glossary called Translate Hate. And we created it because so many Americans not only maybe didn't know the word anti-Semitism, they didn't know what it looked like, how it could change over time, the history of some of these terms, why not to say something, what it actually meant to the Jewish community. And so that first version was published in 2019. To date, we've actually had 2 more iterations, and the 3rd iteration comes out today. We have now, in total, almost 60 new terms, phrases, and tropes of when things, why they are anti-Semitic or when they can become anti-Semitic, to help people understand the problem and then what they can do to speak out against it.
So if you hear someone make an anti-Semitic remark, what should they do? Say
something. And I know that sounds so simple. We always say, see something, say something. But you'd be surprised, or maybe not, how many people don't say something. It's so easy to just see something or hear something and just not say anything. Put your head down and keep walking. But we're at a moment where that can't work anymore. We have to be empowered to be able to speak up and speak out. That's the only way that anti-Semitism will go back into the fringes of society where it belongs. We've seen it become normalized in a way that's really been unprecedented in the last couple of decades. And we have to be able to have tools to speak out and to report it. And so another resource that AJC has created, almost in correlation with Translate Hate. Translate Hate helps define anti-Semitism, helps people recognize it. Well, once they recognize it, what do? They need to say something, they need to report it. So we have a resource, and it's on our website, ajc.org/reporting anti-Semitism, to help anybody know who do they go to, whether it's law enforcement, social media companies, if it's online, Department of Justice, Department of Education, their campus, their school, all these ways that they can do something with what they've seen, and they can help fix the problem. And that's what we're calling on all Americans to do.
Where can we go for more information about all this again?
ajc.org/Translate Hate, and you can download the glossary there.
Holly, thanks for joining me this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And that's it for the show this week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, all right here on New Mexico Rising.